Well, today 90% of Norway's power production is based on hydropower. This has allowed us to provide heat and light nationwide from renewable resources and with less harmful environmental impacts than if electricity supply had been based more on fossil fuels. This has been beneficial for Norway's industry, and it has also created economic development for our society and people. And Norwegian hydropower technology and know-how today is world-leading and exported to several countries. The Norwegian topography and natural resources provided an excellent foundation for the production of hydropower. And already in 1909, the Norwegian Parliament adopted a legal framework which ensures that the right to use the natural resources is returned to the state after the end of the concession period. In addition, a resource rent scheme was implemented early on, which ensures that extraordinary profits from waterfall rights are amicably split between investors, local communities, and the state. In the 1980s, the government implemented a national plan for the development of hydropowers, which ensures the coordination and assessment of new development projects. It also ensured the environmental protection of large and vulnerable areas of our nature. Norway is looking to expand the production of wind power, both at land and at sea, as well as research and development in areas such as battery production, hydrogen, and carbon capture and storage. When realized, carbon capture and storage will be a huge advantage, not only for Norway, but also for European energy security, as it will offer large spaces for storage in the North Sea of emitted CO2. This will also prepare us for a future with less petroleum production. Over the years, the construction of power plants and transmission lines has been challenged and seen as a problem by affected people in Norway. In the recent years, windmill projects on land have caused controversies and big protests. Norwegian authorities have regulations and procedures to be followed by project developers to ensure that social, environmental and cultural impact assessments of investment proposals are open to review and comment by people who may be affected. Local municipalities and other agencies have the right to object to applications to develop energy projects. An open public hearing procedure is one of the most important aspects of the licensing process. It ensures that people that may have a ground may be obligated to receive compensation, legally obligated to receive compensation, or have measures implemented to avoid negative impacts. Well, the discovery of petroleum resources outside of the Norwegian coastline in the 60s led to an almost all-encompassing social change in Norway. And many difficult decisions had to be made on how to best manage these resources and also the wealth that was accumulated. And at the same time to avoid the so-called resource curse. But I think that the main challenge still awaits us to successfully manage the transfer from petroleum production to sustainable energy production, and at the same time ensure that jobs, industries, people and the society as a whole is able to adapt and thrive. Well, the Norwegian government has identified as a priority to make sure that we have the sufficient competence and know-how to implement the green transition and to become a low-emission country by 2050. So collaboration and dialogue with the academia and university will be a key success factor for this, in addition to also collaboration with the petroleum industry, where we have a lot of highly qualified personnel today. Well, Georgia, like Norway, already receives most of its electricity supply from hydropower, and I think that there is a big potential in developing capacities in this sector, as well as in wind and solar power. The Norwegian Water Resources and Energy Directorate has collaborated and worked together with Georgian authorities for years to improve the utilization of renewable energy in Georgia. This has been a good example of how our countries can share experience and knowledge in this field, including on how to properly assess and to manage social, environmental and cultural impacts of new development projects.